Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are jumping onto the ladder with Frieza. This is a new Frieza build where I've more or less dropped the Ginyu package. I still run Ginyu because obviously we run a lot of Frieza army, so it makes sense. But the actual Ginyu package itself in Frieza, I've never really been sold on it. I've seen it being played at my locals and things, and obviously I've seen videos online and what I've played against. It definitely puts out the aggression. My problem though is that when you get to the later stages of the game with Frieza, if you can't close out the game early enough, you are just going to lose because your hand size just gets depleted through the Ginyu Force. And I think you could realistically play this leader as more of a... not even necessarily control. I think next set it will 100% be control. I think the leader going into the next set with the new either 3-drop or 2-drop Frieza, whichever one it is, the one that essentially when you untap it, it just locks down opponents' cards. I think there's a lot of that going around next set, meaning that Frieza especially is going to be very, very controlled, but I think this leader probably just performs better as sort of a mid-range to control deck. I think honestly for me that's the better way to put it. I just don't think that using the Ginyu, or at least Raccoon, so to speak, is the main target here, but obviously we run Burters, things like that as well. I just don't think that going that route is the best way. I think flooding the board full of 20Ks into red is not a good idea because they can just clear them constantly. I think also going wide into yellow means that when they sort of counterbalance you in that sense, you know, if they just go their own Ginyu route, they're just going to win the attrition war because you essentially went first. So you have to defend your cards first, which is kind of the sucky thing. So for me, Frieza, I'm trying to build this as a more mid-range deck. Broly in this build isn't too bad because we've kind of went a tall build for this. So we're going to change that because we need Self-Awakeners. And we still have none. Okay, great. Yeah. Actually, no. We're going to play Zarbon to try and dig for the Self-Awakener. There he is. Although we did bottom deck 2 of these, which is bad. We need these for the Broly match. So I like going first as Frieza sometimes, especially into matches like this, because we do get to our Awaken a lot quicker. Okay, so we have that one as well. Cantrip? Come on, you can't not have a cantrip. This is Broly we're playing. He has no cantrip. Oh, interesting. I am going to charge one of these. We run 4 coolers in this list, so I don't mind giving up one just now. We also added in this Kui. This Kui's a weird one for me. It's mainly because it's a 10k, in all honesty. The when KO, choose up to one of your opponent's battle card and switch it to rest is nice. It's very good into green, I will say that. Because if on the off chance he decides to play the 8-drop Broly and decides to KO Kui without reading the card, we can just rest his Broly, which is always nice. So I like this for the green match just because they essentially can't remove this, otherwise they give up their turn. This is more or less the only reason. It's good into green. I don't think it's particularly great. It can be good into red. Against the 3 cost, I suppose, but against anything that negs, not really. But yeah. So he's comboed out of that one, which is fine. This is probably the card we're going to try to use to win this game. I don't think anything else is really going to be of that much use. We're probably going to have to rely on our coolers and our 5-drops. Okay. So he's used a destructive strength as in charged it, so he's got another one in hand for sure. I really need another Self-Awakener. Okay, so he... I'm assuming he drew that off the leader swing, because I was about to say, why wouldn't you do that first and then just combo onto this? Okay, so we've got our Self-Awakener, which is good. I'm not charging Kui because honestly he is one of the best cards for this match in the later game just because of that defense we have. What do we do here? So we have the cards for Ginyu as well, if we decide we want to go a little bit wider. He's at 7 life. I would rather try to get him into that awaken range as quickly as possible. What we're going to do is, sorry, attack here first. I keep forgetting we need to rest this cantrip. We'll just leave it there. I'm probably just going to swing Zarbon at this, honestly, for no reason. We'll play Ginyu first. We'll swing with Ginyu. And then if he combos out, we'll just play a Zarbon and also swing with that. We're playing the Zarbon either way because we want to awaken. I'm going to put this onto this. I may as well just flip now as well, no reason not to. So we'll just make that Zarbon attack at 25 so he has to put a combo onto it. He's at 10 in hand. I would rather... Okay, so 8-drop Broly is in there. Is that 2 now? Did he charge one earlier? Did I miss that? I don't know if he ramped one off the Destructive Strength. No, he didn't. Okay. Missed it, so he ramped the Moa. So we have to be careful. I don't think we're going to defend anything on this board, because we are going to go into this next turn. We do have 2 supers, but I don't particularly care about this. I would rather go into the cooler for the next turn. He is likely going to put down a Vegeta here, I would imagine. And he has to control this board, right? Okay, so he's charged another 8-drop. So he either has 2 in hand or he has 1 in hand. We are not blocking this, we don't care about the Ginyu really. Yeah, you can have it, buddy. Oh, okay. Obviously we're not defending, I'm just thinking what we're actually going to do the next turn here. I think I honestly just charge that, it's kind of a nothing card now. I think I just ignore this, honestly. I think I just go face. I don't want both Quees, so I'll combo one off. Or do we just go 25 here, actually? Yeah, I think we do this. So we'll do 30 here. We'll do cooler, and I'm probably going to go to 40 on the cooler. Just draw out a super combo if we can. Doesn't really matter. Let's combo off the Naze because it's kind of a dead card at this point. There we go. So we draw out the super. And then the next turn, depending on what we see, I'm probably going to put down the 3-drop in the Kui. The Kui just for the defensive side, obviously, because if he tries to KO anything, and again, if we block, we just rest one of his cards, which is always good. Another fucking Gohan. Wow. Okay. Oh, this is very upsetting. He's got 4 in hand, right? They'll have presumably a 6-drop, which is kind of why I don't really... Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll charge the Ginyu, I think. This card is now kind of dead, so I'm probably just going to combo this off on the leader swing. We need all 5 energy if we're going to do the Kui this turn as well. That's the problem. We could go to 45 with Supernova here. If he has androids, he has it. There's nothing much we can do, but I think this is the right play. Because obviously we can just block one of his attacks with Kui, rest down his androids or whatever, so we're not in double strike range. We'll untap it. It's not going to matter, obviously, but I do think he is likely going to do the androids, or he's maybe going to save maybe for the 8-drop. The problem is the amount of damage we're going to take this turn. And we run 4 5-drops, bear in mind. We've seen none. We've not even seen a single one yet, which is really problematic. This card is just the bane of yellow, honestly. It's so good. Yellow actually tends to have a much better match into green, apart from Broly, obviously, because most yellow runs the Ginyu stuff. So the 20k leaders aren't really a problem, but into Broly, the Ginyu stuff is just kind of dead. We have super combos, we have a lot of decent defense, so to speak. But I don't want to burn super combos on these 5-drop Gohans. So he charged the secret rare there, so he could have done the secret rare. It would have left him with 1 card in hand. Maybe 2 once he does the leads ability, but... I don't particularly want to block any of these attacks just in case it is the androids. Because the likelihood of us doing 3 damage next turn without the 5-drop is nigh on impossible. Oh, okay, so he's not playing anything before giving up the energy. Which is good for us, because now if he androids, he's tapped out. Yeah, we're not blocking this. We're just going to take this damage through. Pretty much all three of these if he swings with all three. Because I really need to see my 5-drop. Hopefully there's one in life. Okay, so he's leaving it there. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, I want to be at 6 energy, so we're just going to charge this. So I'm trying to do the math in my head here, right? If we swing with this and go up to 45 with the supernova, that's at minimum. Yeah, so we're going to attack here first. I think I just combo this off, you know. I think we have to win this turn. The problem is that these are both 10Ks. So I might have to rest one of them instead of supernovaing, which is a big problem. With 3 cards in hand. What are the odds? He's got 6 open energy, right? So I'm going to assume that there's a gigantic meteor in there. There could also be an instant Kamehameha, because I think I saw one earlier at some point. I swear I saw one. Oh, it's here. Yeah. This is a tough one, honestly. It's really, really tough. And if we put the supernova onto this attack and it doesn't go through, I think we're screwed. I think we do it though. If he has a super, that's why I'm tempted to put this 5-drop on. So if he has a super, it's more than just the super and he's out. But it is this though. So gigantic meteor, kind of what I was expecting. I think we just swing this 25. I think we play this patiently. If we swing this 25 and he doesn't take, it'll either be one of the easy combos or one from hand. And it's one from hand. I think we just pass here, you know. If this is a 6-drop, like he has literally 1 card in hand, right? If this is a 6-drop, we just rest the double striker and then we can take a couple of these attacks and we've got 2 supers to sit back on. Yeah, I think this is the play. I think we just wait it out. It's going to come down to the wire. The likelihood is he has to double strike us. And we're going to take this. Okay, so whatever he does here, if he attack, no he doesn't. Okay, I was going to say if he attacks one of these, I'm going to block and rest the other one just to get his 10Ks off the board. If we charge this, right, we have enough energy to do the 1-drop to rest one of his 10Ks. Then he has 15K on board, and then let's say that's a gigantic meteor, right? Okay. He's playing this patient as well, which is kind of the worst part. Because of green's ability to defend, I'm really curious about what that last card is in hand. I'm going to assume it's a 25k combo, right? We have to just assume that right off the bat. So this is where the math is going to be a problem. We're going to rest one of these. And I want to see if he combos off both of them. And then we'll go 35, right? So it's either he uses this, or it's both of these, or he takes. And I don't think he'll take, because he knows that the 5-drop's coming. And we, between this lot, well, let's say that would be 50k, so that'd be 60, 65. We'd get to 65 ourselves, just off of this in hand. And we still have our leader swing to draw. It's a big decision for him, because he doesn't know what else we have. And honestly, 35 is a really painful number for him at this point with one card in hand. We still have this card as well. And with 2 supers, we can get out with both of these swings. If this doesn't go through, I'm tempted to play this and just attack into it and then rest it. Like, just get it on the board so that we're not paying the energy for it in the next turn. And if he decides to play, if that is just an off chance 8-drop in hand, which I don't think it is, but if it is, he has to pop this card, in which case, I think I'm fine with that as well. No, I'm not actually, so it's a bad idea. There we go, so he's using both of them. Okay. The thing is, I don't want to give him 2 cards in hand, just in case he has, like, on the off chance that that is an 8-drop Broly, because he is at 7 energy. So whatever he draws and then an 8-drop Broly would be agonizingly painful to deal with. How does Broly's auto work again? Is it when attacking, isn't it? When attacking, switches got right. Okay, so the timing should work for the Kui then. Even if he doesn't kill it, we can block and just rest his second swing. No, do you know what? We're going to leave it at 20. We just wanted the draw. We're not going to go for game here. I'm going to play the 5-drop. We have another one spare, so we're just going to attack into this, lock it down. He's not going to save it for that very reason, but on the off chance he does, like an idiot, we'll see. I would rather have that in a either off the board or lockdown, so it just gives him no chance next turn. And I think Kui is literally going to win us this match depending on what happens here. I can't imagine it being another secret rare. And if it is, it's fine because he taps out, in which case we win that way. So he's skip charge, so we know it's not an 8-drop Broly. So we've put him in a really difficult decision because of Kui. Like, this card is insane. This card is so good into green, man. We're gonna take this because there's no reason not to. And I would rather keep the 10k for the offensive side. He can't burn us. Yeah, so we just take this. And we have a 5k just to throw into a leader swing, for example. And that was a desperation play because we're just going to now rest that. And then he's probably going to surrender. Or he's not, okay. So 1 energy open, right? We're going to skip charge here. Yeah, I think we just skip here. So I'm, again, just based on the cards in hand, right? We don't know what he has, but we have to assume that it's maximum combo power. So by us going 35 here, and then we have essentially 2 double strikers going at him this turn, I think that's the right play. We could have played the 5-drop and then Ginyu'd, untapped the 2 energy, but honestly the 2 energy is not going to really help us at this stage. We can't play nades just because it will kill us. So that goes through, and then we just dump on this one, and then yeah, we have the 5-drop in reserve. So that'd be what, 65? We can get to 70k, and then we lock that down just so it can't do anything to us in the next turn. So we dump on this one, and then we have Golden Frieza for the next swing. And I'm almost sure this is going to take every card from hand. So that's 50k. That's 70, which we're also at. And then, there we go. So he's out, and then we have a 5-drop. And then that is game. GG though, that was a good game. I think the Broly player played that well. The Kui literally shuts off that deck. Because they're going to put a massive energy investment into playing, like, let's say the 6-drop, and then we're just going to tap it down. If he plays the 8-drop, we do the same thing. We either tap it down on the first swing, or if he doesn't kill it, we block its first swing, and then on KO we rest it so that it can't do a second swing. But yeah, this is the Frieza build that we're running with now. Notice of maintenance, of course. So let's go through the deck. Yeah, I might even up this because it is a 10k combo. There are certain matchups where it's just dead, like blue, this card does nothing. Red, because it can neg it to death and it is only a 10k, it doesn't really do much. Yellow will likely rest it. I mean, if not, there is a possibility there if we play against a wide yellow deck, we can rest those cards. So there is a possibility that we up that to 3 just so that we see it. We got lucky, we run 2 copies and we saw both last game. But yeah, I mean, we run 4 copies of the Golden Frieza and we didn't see them until turn, what, 6 and 7? So there is possibility here that we do something with this card, but 2 Ginyu, 4 Zarbon, 4 Sorbet, 4 Frieza, 4 Ginyu. This is the only part of the Ginyu package we're keeping, just because it's free untap energy and it's a free 20k battle card, basically. There's no reason not to. This is also a Frieza army card, so again, it plays into the Ginyu strategy if we need it. 2 nades. I'm starting to really hate this card. Because the life take isn't optional, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Its only valuable asset is the fact it's a self-awakener. That's it. 10k combo is nice as well, but the self-awaken part is the most reason that it's in here. Next set, when Bulma comes out, this will likely get cut for Bulma, 100%, plus maybe a couple of ratios on the change, but Bulma is the turn 1 self-awakener of yellow going into the next set, and she's just far better value for me. I don't like this card in Frieza, I really don't. Yes, it's a blocker, but it just doesn't come up nowadays, honestly. There's too much removal, it's just never really going to get set up. Then we have 4 Zarbon, which is again our next best self-awakener to this Frieza that we run 4 of. We run 4 of these right now. The only reason why I'm using this as a 10k over like Butter, for example, is the Zarbon. The Zarbon allows us to search it, it never really comes up for that way, but on the off chance that we whiff and then we only hit one Frieza and it's this one, at least it's not a burter. So that's pretty much the only reason. We're on 4 coolers just because I love seeing coolers. This card is absolutely snapped, honestly. It screwed us in that game because of the Gohan, but I really didn't expect him to have both Gohans there. When I'm playing one, in hindsight, I probably should have saw it coming, so that was probably my mistake, but yeah. And then this Frieza, I like this Frieza as a beat stick, I just don't like more than 2 copies of it. Yellow inherently runs a lot of 5k combo power, and this is also a 5k combo, so that's another reason why I wanted this up. And again, Burter is 10k as well, and then this is 10k, but we don't run a whole lot of 10k combos in this deck. And then 4 Golden Friezas. I think this is just the way to play this now. 4 Friezas, they're too good. 4 Super Combos and 2 Supernovas. Supernovas are good at locking down any other colour basically apart from green, pretty much. Because it's 4 or less, it's good at locking down any colour except green. That's the only real reason. It's good there for the extra 20k attack, but again, it very rarely comes up. So I think we didn't play a perfect match, but I think the last couple of turns, us not just going all in, we maybe could have won it at some point, but the risk is too great, and the problem with Broly is that for 1 energy just getting 25k, and at 2 cards in hand, there is a possibility of another super combo or the instant Kamehameha, which obviously costs 0 energy. So when we saw that our opponent's only on 1 energy, to me it's not worth the risk isn't worth the reward, considering we could stall that game out for as long as we wanted, realistically, because of that Kui. And I think that we played that perfectly in the end. I just think that those mid-game turns, we didn't play it perfect. But thankfully we weren't punished overly for it, so it is what it is. But either way, I was quite happy with it. So, but that's the list that we're running with Frieza currently, guys. It's a very good list. I really enjoy playing the deck. I think that's like my 2nd time playing this particular build of Frieza. I've won both games on it. I tested it on, I think it was like a non-ranked game just to see if it was feasible before I took it into ranked, and it was. So yeah, quite enjoying the deck, and I hope that you all appreciate the list. I know that some people prefer the Ginyu package and just prefer having that aggro option. I know when I was talking about Frieza being a Z tier leader in my tier list, I was saying that it can go wide, it can go tall, it can do all of this. This build can still do that, it just doesn't do it as wide, that's the thing. And for those matchups where you're expecting Brolys and things like that, the Ginyu and Raccoon package does nothing for you. It literally will do nothing for you. So I'm not a big believer in running that package solely for just solely for every other match in the meta, personally. Again, Raccoons are 5k combos as well, so you know, cutting those 5ks, meaning we could put in 10s, I quite like that. So it's just the way I'm running the list, and I am enjoying it. So, but guys, thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't already, please give us a like and a subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.